Hello everyone! How are all of you? How are all you doing? How's your reading going? Isn't it October an awesome time for reads and readathons and spooky reads and horror reads? So I hope that's all going well for you guys. So today I will be doing another book review by another Indigenous author. And yep, whoop. And I'll be doing a review on Mongrels by Stephen Graham Jones. So let's do this. So hello everyone, Kim here with Native Lady Book Warrior, and welcome back to another book review, and very new hello, and welcomes to those of you who have not visited my channel before. I'm very happy you are here. So Vitsuave, welcome. Visoge, have a seat, grab a snack, grab a drink, or continue with your, I don't know, your cleaning day or your cooking, or I don't know, you're just chilling out. Mongrels is a creature feature horror novel, or yeah, it's a horror novel written by Indigenous author Stephen Graham Jones. Jones is a Blackfeet native, and oh my gosh, I'm just loving Jones more and more. I'm actually reading Mapping the Interior next, right after this, but we'll talk about that later. This book is a coming-of-age story written from the perspective of a young boy who is being raised by his aunt and uncle. This unnamed protagonist and his family are nomadic and traveling on the time because they are werewolves. And this kid, he is just trying to find out how he fits in this complex and crazy and merciless world, and the learning and the surviving that comes with a world of werewolves. This book spans about a decade. I believe it starts maybe around the narrator being 5 or 6 years, all the way till he's a young teen. And Mongrels explores their paycheck to paycheck lifestyle of this werewolf family, and its werewolf teaching moments and mythology and awesome werewolf hunts and horrors and close call, high tension escapes and events in the southern United States. Throughout this journey, Uncle Darren and Aunt Libby are definitely werewolves. They are awaiting almost their nephew's transformation, or maybe he won't even transform. But I don't want to spoil anything, but while all of that is happening, his aunt and uncle, the narrator's aunt and uncle, they are teaching him. They're giving him all this information and what it is to be a werewolf and what it is to survive and learn. And he's learning his place in this unforgiving world of mongrels. I was completely spellbound by this book. Its details, its amazing lore, and I hate to call this a horror fantasy read because it felt so realistic. I felt like this could happen or this could be happening, and it felt human. And the tutelage and the education that this boy is receiving is really unforgettable. The writing is good. It's very good, and it's definitely a sensory tale. It's descriptive, it's detailed, and especially that wolf transformation, holy moly, it was pretty cool. The smells, the sounds, the visual imagery of everything is pretty fascinating. And I guess I can pretty much say that this book is original. It is a take on werewolves that I have never seen or heard of. And I don't read a lot of horror novels. I still got to build up my horror genre, but I've watched tons of werewolf movies. Oh my gosh, The Howling, right? It was very creative, and it was innovative, it was original, and even the characters in this book are really amazing. They were full of heart, they were full of pride and love, and the familial ties and bonds are emotionally tender and raw and funny and compassionate. And their survival is gritty and bloody and very memorable. We have that responsible, caring auntie and her counterpart, which is this irresponsible but loving and proud, energetic uncle. And then the narrator is giving us his view of his family and the experiences and even the tragedies that they have, but it's also giving humanity and heart to the werewolf. I also liked how the story is told. It confused me a little bit, but when I reread it, I kind of grounded myself back in, and it's because you have chapters that are written definitely from the perspective of the boy, but then it kind of jumps to this third person perspective, and that part kind of threw me off. But then when I started reading more and getting into the depths of the story, I was like, whoa, this is freaking brilliant. And those third person chapters are, in my opinion, I feel like they're kind of like identification markers that this boy has, and the character development of the narrator, and it's almost paired with an event or with a feeling. And in my opinion, it's because those events were horrific, and they're being observed and felt behind the eyes and body of a boy who is scared, but also he's amazed. It's his reality and that experience of being a part of a supernatural family and in that supernatural world is completely amazing. This read was very effortless. It was engaging. The knowledge and traditions being passed down are clever and smart, and I love to state how, or I would love to comment on how I was connected with these characters in some of the parts of this book, but they are super spoilery, and instead I'll be including that portion in the discussion in my spoilery video piece. If you want to check it out and you've already read the book, I'll link it down below or whatever, up here somewhere. This book gave me so many feels and I very much enjoyed it, and I gave this book a 4.5 stars. Yep, it was pretty amazing, and you can probably just might as well round that up to 5 stars. But I'm betting that the research that went into this book was miles deep. Also, the characters are amazing. They're incredible. The plot is good, and the time jumping in this book didn't slow the pacing that much, but the plot was definitely slower, and it was kind of like a slow burn, just kind of reaching the conclusion of this book and what happens to the narrator. But The Only Good Indians, which is another book by Stephen Graham Jones, and that book was just amazing. That's like a 5-star read. Definitely one of my favorite reads of the year. The world in this book is something I could see clearly, and something that I was entranced by. The world of survival and tension and the brutal life of a werewolf. And finally, this family it was heartfelt. The bonds and the relations that they had, the loyalty and the protection and they had for each other, and that deep connection. You're just eating it up. You're eating up all the details because the explanations, and it's because there's a completely new twist on that monster creature werewolf folklore. Okay. I'm done with this book review, so I'm gonna leave you with a quick quote, but I promise it's not spoilery because it's from actually page 4 of the book. So hold on one second. "Werewolves never need razors," Grandpa said, setting me down. "Tell 'em why, son." Your story, Darren said back. It's because, Grandpa said, rubbing at his jaw, it's because when you change back to like how we are now, it's always like you just shaved, even if you had a full-on mountain man beard the day before. He made a show of taking in Darren's smooth jawline, then got me to look too. Baby face. That's what you always call a werewolf who was out getting into 6 different kinds of trouble the night before. That's how you know what they've been doing. That's how you pick those ones out of the room. So, okay, y'all, I just want to say be safe out there and be awesome. I hope you guys are reading and I hope you guys are enjoying those reads. So I shall see you again soon. Kim here with Native Lady Book Warrior, and bye.